You can also add in a video capture device. That would be where you would choose a webcam. And window capture for miscellaneous windows on your computer. So that would be web browsers, or you could add in an OBS window itself, or maybe Notepad++. Things like that which aren't games, or if they are games, you're probably using a window capture specifically because the game capture isn't working. So let's create a brand new scene by hitting the add button for scenes. We can also do that by right click and then left click on add. And we're going to call this complete tutorial scene. So for this complete tutorial scene, let's get started by adding in an image. It's something really simple. So I'm going to add in an image here. So you can see that you can create new or add existing. This is pretty consistent across all the different sources you may want to add in. Because if you have a source in another scene, it's easy to incorporate them into your new scene by just adding the source that exists in another scene. But for right now, we don't have any, so I'm going to just call this a new image, test image, and you can locate an image file from your computer. So for me, I'm just going to go over to this list of logos I have, and let's choose the OBS logo. So when we pop that in, you'll see that it shows the bounds of that image with the red lines. We can left click on any of these bounds and stretch it if we wish. And if you hold shift down while you're clicking on one of the stretching points, you can actually stretch the X and Y axes without them being in equal ratio. Without that, they will always stretch at the normal ratio for the image. If you hold Alt down while you click on one side, you can actually drag one side in if you want to hide part of that image. So when you don't have the entire image showing, it'll turn into a green line representing that you've actually cropped part of that side off, and you can crop as many sides as you want individually if for some reason you only want to show part of your image on screen. And of course you can drag it right back out if you want to undo the cropping. So with this properties for test image window, I'm just going to hit OK, and we can just position this wherever we want it. So I'm actually going to shrink this image in ratio and just put it in the bottom right hand corner. And now we can add in another source. So I'm going to right click, go to add, and let's do a game capture source. So for the source name, I'm going to call it Stardew Valley, and this is intentionally going to throw an error. As we'll see when we hit OK, it'll say that the name's already in use. So I don't actually have another game capture called Stardew Valley. So for the name for this game capture, I'm going to call it Stardew Valley and hit OK. So what's going to happen here is it's going to error out because we've already used the name Stardew Valley somewhere else. So even if you don't have a source named Stardew Valley in one of your other scenes, if a scene name itself has the same name, as you can see over here in my scenes list, I have one called Stardew Valley, it's going to conflict. So just something to be aware of. You have to use separate names for everything between your scenes and sources.
Delay berapa detik? Pakai itu sound. Oh. Tadi di arah di mana?